It's yourself. That's what people say in Ireland when they don't know your name. They say it's yourself. Yeah, just bear with me 1 minute. The meditation is coming. I just have to check that all is well across the whole of the internet. No, just the platforms I'm streaming to, which is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Looks good on Instagram. Hi, just bear with me, please. I haven't shown up on Facebook yet. Meditation's coming. Oh, there I am. Hang on. Let's make sure. Whoops. Forgot to mute the computer. Okay, we're all set. I'm all good. Hang on, I'm slightly off center in Instagram. I'll just move slightly. So I never know which way to move because it's reversed. When I move one way, it goes the other way. Hi from Argentina. Love your podcast with Stephen Essel. Thank you, Augustina. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I went the wrong way. All right. Time for a bit of meditation. This isn't a class. It's just a chance to meditate together. It's part of the further emergence work I do. I'll explain a bit about further emergence after we're finished the meditation. If you're used to meditation, that's brilliant. If you can just hang on while I explain what I do, just for the benefit of people who are new to meditation, because meditation is one of those funny things that it seems like people sort of feel like they should just know how to do it. Like they've read about it, they've seen people talking about it, and they almost feel embarrassed that they don't know how to do it. And I'm basing that on people saying to me quietly, what do you actually do? So there's lots of different styles of meditation. This is just what I do, and I've been doing it for years. For me, it starts off with why I would meditate. I'm trying to connect with a part of me that I connect to every night when I'm asleep. Not the dreaming bit, the bit after dreaming. So I'm dreaming and then I drop out the bottom of dreaming into deep dreamless sleep, which is a very mysterious place for me. Because maybe it is for you too, but for me, I've got no memory of being there. I've got no thoughts when I'm there. I've got no body. I've got no country. I've got none of the stuff I normally have. In fact, you could say, cease to exist in the way that I normally know that I exist. So when I think of it like that, that sounds awful. That sounds like death. And yet, I love going to sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel refreshed. So some part of me knows that that is a good place that I go to. And that's the place I want to go to when I'm meditating. So that's the intention of my meditation. Now, just if you're new to meditation, don't lie down when you're doing this. You need to sit up. If you lie down, you close your eyes, and you're new to meditation, your body will just go, okay, it's time for sleep, isn't it? And you'll either fall asleep or you'll battle sleep. Neither of which is great, because we want to go into this place consciously. So I encourage you to sit up. You don't have to sit in the lotus position or anything like that. I'm just sitting in a chair. Make sure the chair's not too comfortable if you're in a chair, or in the lotus position if you're comfortable doing that. So, someone's saying hi from Washington. Hello, love your podcast. Thank you. So as I say, my mind can't get to this place. So I have to figure out a way of parting the curtains of my mind to get into this place. So I make an arrangement with my mind. I basically say, hey, can you just not think for the next 15 minutes because we want to do some meditation? And my mind says, yeah, okay, fine. I've done this so many times now. Well, fine, I'll just wait. So that's good. Then to stop thinking, that's relatively easy. It's easy enough to stop. Because regardless of the content of my thoughts, the structure of my thoughts is just pictures and sound. So if I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound, that's it. I'm not thinking. So that's great. And as soon as I do that, I'm into the practice of meditation. Now, the practice of meditation runs parallel with and is kind of intertwined with the intention of meditation. So my intention is to go to this deep, mysterious place I was talking about, the sort of place that has all the words that usually describe meditation. Calm, peaceful, Zen-like, that kind of thing. That's my intention. And then the practice of meditation starts with me turning off the pictures and turning off the sound. So stopping thinking. So I stop thinking, then a little bit of time passes, and I discover that I'm thinking again. So I go, oh, I'm thinking again. So I turn off the pictures, I turn off the sound, I stop thinking again. And then a little bit of time passes, and I discover that I'm thinking again. So I go, oh, I'm thinking again. So I turn off the pictures, I turn off the sound, a little bit of time passes, and I discover I'm thinking again, and so on. So the practice of meditation is repeatedly bringing my mind back to not thinking whenever I discover that I'm thinking. And I bring that up, or I point that out, because it's very easy to get the misconception that to meditate if your mind is like a lake, there shouldn't be a ripple of thought across the whole thing. And I'm basing that on people saying to me, no, I tried meditation once, I didn't like it, I was thinking the whole time, I wasn't doing it right, I was getting it wrong, I think I have a very busy mind, or words to that effect. Which is a shame, because nobody's mind is any more busy than everybody else and anyone else's. It changes from day to day, moment to moment, hour to hour, depending on when you meditate. So the point is not to, get into a fight with your mind and so try and mash it into not thinking. If you think of it more like a dance that you're sort of going back and forth between, sometimes you'll be very still, and then sometimes you'll discover that you're thinking. Both of which are very powerful. It's very powerful to kind of go into that very still state, but then it's equally powerful when you discover that you're thinking, and it's subtle, so if you're like me, you're thinking about things to do with you. You're thinking of how am I going to pay that bill, or where did I park the car, or why did that person say that to me, or whatever. And then if I'm in the process of meditation and I'm having those thoughts, and I go, oh, that's right, I'm meditating. So I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound. What's happening there behind the scenes, or indirectly, what I'm saying to myself is, hey, that thought that you were having an instant ago, that you thought was you, well, you just turn that off. So indirectly, you're saying to yourself, you're not those thoughts. You're not any of your thoughts. You're something else. That's pretty profound. And then if you do that repeatedly, that's profound as well. More profound. So the two have their own power, and they go together. So if you find you're thinking a lot, that's fine. You're doing grand. Don't add to your thinking by thinking that you're not doing so good at meditation. Just keep bringing yourself back to not thinking. Whenever you discover you're thinking, it's only 15 minutes. Okay, so while all that's going on, I'm also becoming more conscious of my body. I want to let go of any tension that there is in my body. So I have a system for that. I scan my body from my head down to my feet and back up again, very slowly, very gently. Anywhere I find tension, I let it go. And I use my out-breath to do that, because it's natural. It feels very natural to just let any tension go using my out-breath. But it's also a good way to remember to breathe, because it's actually quite easy to hold your breath unconsciously, or to stop breathing altogether if you're meditating. So using the out-breath to let go of tension is a good way to avoid doing that. I'm also paying particular attention to any structures in my body, as I'm scanning up and down, any structures in my body that go across my body, or transverse. Mostly my body runs longitudinally, but anywhere that goes across has a tendency to pick up more attention, more than the other parts. I think of it a bit like a log going across a stream. Picks up the leaves and the branches and anything that's coming down the stream, except in my body, it's tension. So I spend a little bit more time on my eyes, just check in with my eyes, my jaw, my tongue, base of my neck, my shoulder girdle, all my joints, they're all going transverse as well. So shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, my heart area, my respiratory diaphragm, all my intestines, my pelvic floor, my hips, my knees, my ankles, and my toes. If you're new to meditation, having a nice quiet room where you're not going to be disturbed is really helpful, because once you close your eyes, your hearing is going to amplify. And then one of the things that triggers thoughts is little sounds closer in the distance. So the quieter the room, the better. I set a timer for how long I meditate, and that's because I want to help my mind have one less thing to think about. Without a timer, I've tried it, I will be wondering how long I've been meditating for. So I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes. If you're new to meditation, I'd encourage you to set it for shorter, because 15 minutes is a long time if you're not used to it. So maybe set it for 5 minutes and then repeat that 3 times. Okay, so apart from all the well wishes, I'm just checking if there's any questions. There aren't. Everyone's just saying hello. Lovely. Okay. Let's get my timer organized here. Okay. Off we go into the mystery. Okay, if you feel like you've gone very deeply inside yourself and you feel like you've got to come back from there, then take that time you need before you open your eyes. Or if you feel like you can hold the inner space and the outer space at the same time, then just open your eyes. And if when you do that you feel like you've lost it, then you can just close your eyes again, reconnect, go, oh yeah, there it is, and then open again. And if you feel like you lose it again, go back and forth. Because one of the things with meditation is the more you do it, the more you sort of bring the depths up to the surface. So as I said, these meditations, these daily meditations, are part of the Further Emergence work that I do. Further Emergence is about growth, inner growth, and in particular inner growth spurts. So you know the way your body stops growing when you're an adult, it switches into sort of replicating itself. But as you were growing up, maybe you went through some growth spurts as a kid. Well, we continue to grow on the inside, and then every now and then we go through growth spurts on the inside in a similar way. And when that happens, it can manifest in all sorts of different ways. It's quite a natural thing, but it can be quite disorienting. There's a lot of it going on at the moment, a lot of inner growth going on at the moment. You know, how people report it to me, and certainly how I felt it myself, because I've been through it many times myself, is people will say things like, oh, I woke up one day and my life I didn't recognize it, or I didn't recognize myself in my life. And that can happen. You can wake up one day in the morning, or in the supermarket, or the petrol station, or it can happen at all sorts of different times. It's a strong sense of things were one way a moment ago and now they look completely different. That's one way. It can be physical symptoms. People can have physical symptoms that they have tried to get to the bottom of but just can't seem to get an answer for. And they always have the quality of like their life is on pause because of this. It's like they're trying to get their attention about something. So I do these daily meditations to sort of help with all that. Also I do a Zoom group every Friday where people can come along and get a sense that they're not alone in it, because often you can feel quite lonely in Further Emergence because the people that you related to before, suddenly you don't relate to them, or they don't really understand what you're talking about. Again, this is what people report to me. So it's nice to come along and sort of meet other people and go, oh, okay, I'm not completely on my own with this. And then I work with people one-to-one as well to help them. So yeah, if any of that sort of resonates with you, you can follow along on whatever your favorite channel is. I've got a Further Emergence Instagram, Further Emergence Facebook page, or Further Emergence YouTube channel. You can subscribe or whatever to any of those, or you can just go to the Further Emergence website and read more about it. Okay, so just checking if there's no questions. Nope. Okay, thanks for meditating with me, and see you tomorrow maybe for some more meditation. Bye.